This 10-block-long section of Ocean Drive is the heart and soul of Miami Beach and one of the most photographed spots in the world. This street has a fashion magazine and TV shows named after it. This surrounding area is hands down Miami's most popular neighborhood. It's a glamorous playground with an international flair unmatched the world over. The American Planning Association selected Ocean Drive as one of the 10 great streets in America for its unique architecture and pedestrian-oriented restoration. These Art Deco hotels on your right take you back to the carefree days of the 1920s and 30s. This architectural style complements the sky, sea, and tropical plant life with curved features, nautical themes, and pastel colors that catch the sun during the day. At night, the buildings come alive in dazzling neon, and so does the nightlife. The party goes on till dawn. To your right is the most famous building on Ocean Drive, Casa Casuarina, also known as the Versace Mansion, an exclusive club and hotel where the rooms start at $1,200 a night. The mansion is best known for being the home of fashion designer Gianni Versace, who was murdered on the front steps to the gate by Andrew Cunanan in July 1997 after being followed home from a nearby cafe. In a town known for infamous crimes, this shooting is the most notorious crime in Miami history. Since then, the Versace Mansion has become a pilgrimage for many and the second most photographed house in the United States, the White House in Washington, D.C. being the first. One thing South Beach is known for is being a magnet for beautiful people. And how do these statuesque beauties you see walking the street get so attractive? Well, one way is good old-fashioned exercise, and Ocean Drive offers the perfect spot to get in shape. Each day you can find hundreds of people running, biking, and rollerblading up the boardwalk or using the public pull-up bars to tone their upper bodies. In 1986, a group of forward-thinking civic leaders approved funding for the widening of the sidewalk on Ocean Drive. This allowed the beachfront hotels to establish sidewalk cafes. Almost overnight, Ocean Drive was transformed from tired seaside town to tourist mecca. The beach now attracts over 7 million visitors a year, making it one of the most popular tourist destinations in the state of Florida. And we didn't even have to build a theme park, just a sidewalk. On your right is perhaps the most famous restaurant in Ocean Drive, the News Cafe, making it a favorite spot for the millions of visitors we welcome every year. News Cafe is also the restaurant where Gianni Versace had breakfast the morning he was shot in front of his home. He was known to have breakfast here almost every morning whenever he was in town. If the building just above Johnny Rockets looks familiar, it may be because you've seen the 1983 classic film Scarface starring Al Pacino. That building was the site of one of cinema's most infamous scenes, where Tony Montana's friend met his demise in a hotel shower on the wrong side of a chainsaw. The ensuing shootout in front of the hotel was one of the few scenes from the movie actually filmed in South Florida. Because of pressure from the local Cuban community, most of Scarface was actually shot in Los Angeles. If you take a stroll down Ocean Drive, you may find yourself being enticed into one of these cafes by a sidewalk hostess or host hawking their menu with a smile. While restaurants in South Beach offer top-rate cuisine and entertainment, just remember to check your bill. The tip is usually included at most of them. Though it is now referred to as the American Riviera, back in the 1970s and 80s, this little strip of Ocean Drive became run down and a haven for crime. Tourists had long since abandoned Miami Beach for the nearby cities of Coconut Grove and Key Biscayne, leaving behind them an impoverished assortment of retirees, drug dealers, beach bums, and refugees. South Beach was a seaside ghetto. That changed in 1979, however, when the Miami Design Preservation League made this neighborhood the first 20th century historic district in the United States. This area proudly contains the largest collection of Art Deco buildings in the world. Today, over 800 buildings in Miami Beach have been listed on the National Register of Historic Places. During World War II, many of these buildings were also used as Army barracks for basic training, leading many of the soldiers who trained here to relocate to South Florida after the war. You can imagine that if you trained for boot camp in an Art Deco hotel on the beach, moving back wouldn't seem like such a bad idea. We have now crossed over 5th Street into the South Beach neighborhood known as Sophie, which stands for South of 5th. More residential than touristy, this is South Beach at its most relaxing, where the pace is a little slower and the beaches less crowded.